ago, I went to my first all-girl sex party.
The sex geeks in the room say, oh!
It started with this energy circle exercise, and it ended with me having my first orgasm with a pretty girl.
Behind the counter is this tall, like 6'4", blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy who cannot take his eyes off me.
I really think there's a lot of overlap between geek and pervert. You know, most of the geeks I know are pretty pervy, and most of the perverts I know are pretty geeky.
A good friend of mine and I went to a resort in Jamaica, all-inclusive resort, which also, just by chance, happened to have a nude beach.
Beautiful young woman with this jet black hair down her back. And as I walk in, she's in the middle of this intense intellectual discourse, and she's referencing Steinem and Steinbeck in the same sentence.
So when it came time to me actually work up the nerve to maybe ask this guy out, I was like, I'm gonna write a note. So we went out on a date.
And she says very firmly, very politely, "Can you tell me why you're both wearing collars?" She says, "Why don't you come meet my friends?" We're taken around the corner and we're presented in front of these two women who are sitting in chairs in front of us. And one of them says, "Oh, Irene, did you bring them to us?" And I'm like, oh my God, what happens now?
We wound up, going back to his place that night. He reaches around at one point and starts grabbing my belly with both hands. And the first sensation I got was, oh my fucking God, were you raised in a barn? I was comfortable with the pat on my ass, but the fact here, it's location, location, location.
And the woman from the nude beach comes, "What do you do? What does your husband do? This is what I do, la la." And all of a sudden, in the middle of it, I realize we are talking deep, deep, deep swinger code.
And then she goes on to say that she moonlights as a porn star. It turns out that she has a thing for nerdy, awkward boys.
No, I'm Polly. That's not how it comes out when I want to fuck your wife. But they're swingers, and I have nothing against swingers, it's just a different dialect. It's like Klingon versus Romulan. It's just different.
And she's taking out like whips and handcuffs and gloves and stuff and things, and I am like, oh my God. These are 3 professional doms looking for a good time on a Saturday night, and we're about to be it.
And just as I'm about to have this earth-shattering orgasm, he grabs my belly. Would you stop doing that? And then he said to me one of the most remarkable things anyone could have said at that moment. He said, "I like it. Shut up."
This is a woman who, knows what she wants and knows how to ask for it. So there was no flowers and no chocolates and no walks on the beach. We weren't dating, we were fucking. Here was this porn star sex guru who was using my body for her pleasure. And I was like, oh,
this is good! And then he literally slaps me on the ass and says, "Move over, Reed, my turn!"
You need someone else to grab your guts while you're fucking to feel good about yourself. Find that motherfucker. Go now!
And I just decided in that moment that I was gonna let go. That whatever was gonna happen to me that night was gonna be okay, and I was just gonna let myself fall into whatever experience I was gonna have.
And if you make a Venn diagram of the people who love anal sex and the people who love Venn diagrams, overlap, it implies some kind of statistically significant correlation.
I felt more free in my body that night than I think I've ever had in my entire life. And I felt pretty fucking rocked.
And I'm just like, oh my God, I have to tell somebody about this.